Yeah. It's your boy Mark Scott, aka the Caramel Poppy, and this is Caramel Poppy Gaming. Hold up. Now, listen, man. I don't like doing all the gossip topics and stuff like that. I just like to report the news, the facts. All right, that's me. Okay, we get straight to the point or whatever. You feel me? But listen, here's the point. Here's something that is bothering me. All right, these developers is on their high horse thinking they hot shit and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. All right, anyway, Metro Gaming, UK site. I think it's UK, yeah, it is. All right, homie said, if you love a game, buy it at all effing, or buy it at a effing full price. That's what the Days Gone writer said. All right, remember that game, Days Gone, that game that you probably thought it was related to The Last of Us, or another zombie game or whatever. The game where they had like little demo with the zombies chasing them. Yeah, cool. Another zombie game, point blank. PlayStation exclusive, and nobody really brought it. It had a lot of bugs. Yeah, okay. This is the guy that's saying that. All right, let's get into this. Little wordy. I don't like too much words, so let's just try to get through it real fast. The writer of Days Gone has suggested that if you didn't buy the game at full price, then you shouldn't complain there's no sequel. The saga of why there's no sequel to Days Gone has taken another turn as the writer of the game implies that if there is no Days Gone 2, it's because not enough people bought it at a full price. Writer John Gavin recently spoke to former God of War director David Jaffe on his podcast and suggested that those that hadn't bought the game at full price couldn't really complain at the lack of a follow up. I do have an opinion on something that your audience may find of interest, and it might, piss or piss. I don't know why they blurted that out. It might piss some of them off, said Gavin. If you love a game, buy it at effing full price. I can't tell you how many times I've seen gamers say, yeah, I got that on sale. I got it through the PlayStation Plus, whatever. Don't complain if a game doesn't get a sequel if it wasn't supported at launch, continued Gavin. It's like God of War got whatever number millions of sales at launch, and Days Gone did it. Gavin then complained that how much piracy can affect a game's prospects, although his use of PSP games, Symphon Filter Dark Mirror, which is actually a good PSP game, as an example, implied that it was less of an issue nowadays. Although gamers have been angry about the apparent cancellation of Days Gone 2 with the Change.org petition, now one of the most successful of recent months, Gavin's comments are not likely to be received well. The implication that gamers have a moral duty to buy the game at full price, even if the opportunity to play the game only arrived for them long after its release, is not one that's likely to gain much sympathy, especially given the game's relatively poor reception compared to other PlayStation exclusives. Oh man, goddamn. Listen, man. All right. I'm gonna go through this and I'm gonna tell you what's wrong about each situation. All right, so boom. Okay, he's mad. He feels like, okay, you know, you gotta buy the game at full price, all right, and ignore the music in the background. People driving, playing music. All right, listen. If you want sequels to games, you gotta support these companies and buy the game at full price on day one. Now, I'm gonna tell you why this is a bad idea. You know why? Because you don't know what you're getting into. All right. Let's use Cyberpunk for an example, all right? Because Days Gone came out before Cyberpunk, and now I think since Cyberpunk came out, it set the standard. Make sure your games is ready for release. That means make sure they're bug free. Make sure they're fully operational. All right. I was waiting on Cyberpunk for so long. It got delayed so many times. I pre-ordered it in the summertime. Yeah, like around the summertime when I got the OLED TV and I already had plans to get the Series X. Actually, when I pre-ordered my Series X on when they did the first wave. That's when I pre-ordered Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was supposed to come out before the Series X, and then it didn't even release on the release date. They pushed it back another month. I think it was in December they pushed it back to, if I'm not wrong. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know why? Because everyone was waiting on this game. I was waiting on this game. I already paid my $60 up front. And the game came out broken. Now listen, I enjoyed Cyberpunk. That's one of my favorite RPGs. And I didn't have a lot of problems, so to say, but compared to the other people that wasn't fortunate to get next gen consoles, the game was broken. Okay, and yes, I did experience bugs or whatever and stuff, but we experience bugs in games all the time. So I gave it a little slap on the wrist, but there was some bugs in here that just didn't let me progress through the game. While I had to restart it, whatever the case is, or there was a few times that it crashed on me. But you know what? I got through it. I had a Series X, so it ran a little better than an Xbox One version, whatever. But people like that, like if you didn't buy Cyberpunk and you seen the reviews and people talk about, oh, this game buggy, this game doesn't work on my PS4. Why the hell would you sit there and buy that for the PS4? Did you see those graphics for Cyberpunk on the PS4? They looked horrible. You telling me you would have brought that at $60? If there was no reviews, if this was like 2004 or like early 2000s before the internet and stuff, you telling me, like, yeah, that's different because you have to wait on magazine companies and stuff like the video game magazine companies or G4 to talk about a game. Who want to wait for that? When you can have YouTubers upload it and give their first thoughts on this, so that way you can decide if you're gonna buy it. They can save you money. All right. Yeah. Honestly, if I had a PlayStation, if I had the PS5, I would get Days Gone through PlayStation Plus. So when it goes on sale, I'm not a hype for it. I don't know what I'm getting into, and PlayStation doesn't even have a good return policy. So if you buy the game at full price, they have to sit there. People have to sit there and fight with people on the people at Sony just to get a refund for Cyberpunk. It was so bad that you had to that they took it off the store just so they didn't have to give people refunds. Like what? What? That's bad. All right. All right. So your man Gavin says, "Don't complain if a game doesn't get a sequel if it wasn't supported at launch. God of War got whatever number million of sales at launch. Listen, God of War. Okay, I didn't play it. Yes, I'm not a Sony person. I don't own any Sony devices. Well, the PS Vita. But my brother had it, and it looked like a good game. You know what I'm saying? It was a good game out the box. It was like, I don't know if he experienced any bugs, but a lot of people don't experience bugs. The critics would have definitely went in on that because bugs is a thing in today's gaming industry. Okay, even if there was some little minor things, there was nothing that affected the game overall and the playability and stuff. And there was probably less bugs in God of War than it was in Days Gone. There's different, like, those are two different games. One is an action shooter, and one is like a story driven action game. I don't know. They're both they're both two different things. One is a fresh IP. God of War is coming off of multiple games. This was a reboot of a popular PlayStation 2 game. You can't compare oranges to apples, all right? Can't compare Gregory's Coffee to Starbucks, all right? Gregory is a new coffee company. Starbucks has been a coffee company, all right? Let's go through it more. He then explained how piracy can affect the game's prospects, although his use of his PSP game, Syphon Filter Dark Mirror, as an example, implied that there was less of an issue nowadays. Well, back then, this is totally irrelevant about, because we're talking about today, we're talking about the current state of video games. Back then, yeah, people used to hack their PSPs to get free games. Yeah, it was easier to hack a PSP back then, all right? You could hack a PS Vita and get all your games. But you know what? They should do that. You know why? Because people like at Sony that don't know anything about game preservation and stuff. I mean, I don't agree with piracy, but when they talking about they closing down the PlayStation Vita store and the PSP store, yeah, you're gonna have to do piracy if you want to preserve those games. Yeah, there's no way to play those games unless you already have it brought. You buy it now, or you hunt down the physical version of the game. And if you hunt down the physical version, it's gonna be more expensive. If that physical version gets scratched, then you can't play that game no more. You can't even get it fixed because they don't even support those. It's harder to find support for older games. And what if somebody wants a PSP? What if, I have younger, cousins and stuff, they want to play a PSP? What you gonna, there's no way for them, there's no preservation on a PlayStation portable library. All right, and then with all the stuff going on with the PS4 battery or the C bomb thing, like, come on now. Like, if you have a PS4 and your battery goes out, and let's just say we're on a PS6 and they shut down the service for the PS4. Now you can't even play God of War. You can't even play Days Gone. So what they gonna say? Oh yeah, you could pay $70 for a remastered version of Days Gone. Like, come on now. Says although gamers been angry about the apparent cancellation of Days Gone too, so they started a petition for Days Gone too. I mean, honestly speaking, I don't see this going anywhere. I mean, it'll be cool if they listen to the fans, but let's be real. After that comment, I don't think anybody gonna want to pay $70 for this. Remember, now you got the Sony tax, the PlayStation 5 tax. Now they about to start charging you $70 for the next gen version. Now my thing is, are you gonna sit there and pay $70 for a game and you don't even know if it's buggy yet? Think about it. If people knew what they was getting into on Cyberpunk, do you think half those people would have spent that money? Do you think half those people would have asked for the refund? I know it stung them. It hurted those gamers that waited 10 years. Was it 10 years? It waited a whole generation. Okay, it didn't come out during the Xbox One generation. It came out. The trailer came out like at the end of the 360 generation, and the game didn't come out. It was supposed to come out for the Xbox Ones and PS4s, and they waited until the next gen came out. Now you got to sit there. You waiting longer. You got a next gen console that's similar to a high end PC or close to a PC game, and the game can't run. Even people that had the PC version had bugs. What kind of crap is this? I get it, there's bugs and stuff, but goddamn, that game been getting worked on for how long? And I'm sorry, that wasn't a Witcher experience. Like, the world wasn't as deep as The Witcher. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like Borderlands open. Like, it's open, but it's like, it's but so much going on in the city. Like, what? Like, there's more game design in a Grand Theft Auto game. You know what I'm saying? And, like, let's be real. Like, you want us to give y'all $60 full price for a game that's barely working, a game that's gonna drop down in price in a couple weeks, or you wait for a sale. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the consumers getting from buying the game day one? You know how many games people brought day one and they never got a sequel to it? Dante's Inferno was actually a good game. We didn't get no sequel to that game. Let me see. I'm looking over here at my game collection. What games? See, I got a series of games like, Cyberpunk. Well, Cyberpunk hasn't been out. I don't know, man. Let's just use the PS. Well, no, the PSV didn't even sell good. Listen, that's not the point. The point is, all right, if you want a good game to sell, the game has to be good, all right? When I think about it, the PS Vita had potential. They just didn't have games for it. They didn't support it, all right? If you guys not supporting your games day one and stuff out the box, then who the hell's going to buy it? Think about it. Just think about it like that. I'm sure there's plenty of PlayStation games or Xbox games that I can't. Rise, Son of Rome. That game was booty. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell buying that? Who asked for a sequel for that? Nobody. And now you're gonna start a new IP. Now, if this new IP doesn't sell good, then you lost money again. They about to do Returnal or whatever. It's not wrong with new IPs, but let's be real. For $70, if this game is crap out the door, what, they're gonna cancel the sequel to that? That game don't even look good in my eyes. I'm sorry. It looks too familiar to me, like something like Destiny. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, I'm out. I just wanted to bring the news. This is what I feel. This man, what's his name? I don't even know his name. John Garvin. Listen, man. Get it together. Rethink your mind frame, okay? Just because you got money to spend on games because you actually get a salary doesn't mean the minimum wage working class has $60-$70 to be thrown at your games day one. And then on top of that, they're booty. All right? You get paid to make games. We don't. We don't even get paid to play them. We just play it as a hobby. So get your shit together, man. Stop the BS. If you want people to buy it, they want make the game cheaper or start giving out stimulus checks to people. That's it. I'm out. Stay safe.